Hey there. I just thought I would appear to explain why I never appear in my videos. And the reasoning is relatively straightforward, that the videos that I make are largely to present the factual evidence and the reasoned arguments for why we have reached the scientific consensus that we have, and in doing so highlighting why the creationist arguments are factually inept and illogical. And in doing that, I think that actually appearing in the videos is essentially a hostage to fortune, in that it doesn't add anything to the message, and indeed it actively detracts from it, in that a creationist may be frustrated by his inability to find any factual or logistical errors in the message, can easily attack the physical appearance of the presenter. You know, it's this simple ad hominem attack, you know, you're too ugly to present a reasonable argument or something. So that's the reason why I never appear in the videos. Why am I appearing now? Well, I'm about to head off to Europe for the next 2 months, so I'm not going to get a chance to do much in the way of videos till then. In Europe, I'm doing research and some teaching. They want me to do it old school with board and chalk or whatever. So that's why I'm appearing now. And the second point I want to make is, why don't I take any money, why don't I make any money off the channel? And the reason for that is essentially the same as the first, that this is something that could be portrayed as a conflict of interests. In other words, it's fairly easy to spin it that you're not doing this because you believe any of this stuff that you're saying, you're just doing it for the money. And I'm happy to do what I do as an act of giving. And in doing that, I also keep the message less open to these essentially ad hominem attacks. You know, not attacking the actual message itself, attacking the motives of the messenger, the appearance of the messenger, whatever. Okay. Third point is a much more traditional message from this channel, and it's basically to highlight the shallowness of a frequently used creationist argument. It's used extensively by the Way of the Master, by people like Kirk Cameron, Ray Comfort, and of course our all-time favourite poster boy for creationist stupidity. And the argument is a very simple strategy. It's make people feel bad about themselves and then sell them the snake oil to make them feel better. And the way they do this is, I'll go through it. So we'll start off with black. So you make your assumptions. Your assumptions are telling a lie makes you a liar. Well, this is a very childish interpretation of the English language. So they'll go through several of these. You know, have you ever told a lie, that makes you a liar. Have you ever stolen something, that makes you a thief. And they'll keep on going like this. So this is assumption one, that doing a single act like this actually makes you a liar. That's one. Two, assumption two is the Bible is true. And then they will quote you a bit from the Bible. Let's go for red. Something like, yes, I know. There you go. They'll tell you something like, you can't read that, but it says there are none good but God. So having actually sort of put this guilt trip on you that, you know, you're a liar and a thief, and that God is good, that he will therefore see you as a lying thief. and that's how they, sell their cure, that God will see you as a lying thief, and therefore you've got to do what our religion says, or I don't know, believe in Jesus, or whatever they're selling. Let's shift this up, in fact. Okay, so you got that? Yeah, they're none good but God. Okay, so it is always most amusing to hoist these people on their own petard. So we're going to use the exact same assumptions that are used here to show the shortcomings of this argument. So we are going to assume that telling a single lie makes you a liar, or that we're going to assume that the Bible is true. Okay, so if telling a single lie makes you a liar, then doing a single act of good makes you good. It's the exact self-same reasoning that doing a single act of that property gives you that property. So doing a single act of good makes you good if telling a single lie makes you a liar. And seeing as you then hold assumption number 2 to be true, and that this part that they have already quoted from the Bible is true, that there are none good but God, then according to this creationist, according to these assumptions that they make, you can prove that you are God. There are none good but God. If you've done a single good deed, then according to the literally true Bible, then you are God. Okay. So I just wanted to highlight that because I always found this a rather despicable sort of line of reasoning, that you make people feel bad about themselves and then use that emotional exploitation to actually manipulate people. I found that rather distasteful. Okay, so that's point number 3. Point number 4, there is an election coming up, as many of you will know, in America. And there are 2 candidates. Obama and McCain. Both of these people have YouTube accounts. And Obama has about 100,000 subscribers. McCain has about 20,000 subscribers. So McCain has 1/5 of the number of subscribers of Obama. Now these people are running for an office called President of the United States. And the role of the President is to defend the one of his roles is to defend the Constitution. Right? Simple enough. Obama is actually fairly well sorted here in that he, first of all, has a degree in law from Harvard, which makes him a fairly smart cookie. President of the Harvard Law Review. So you would think that puts him in fairly good stature here. McCain does not. However, and this is the bit that I really have an issue with, is First Amendment to the American Constitution is freedom of speech. And this is the primary role, not the primary role, it's one of the principal roles of the President. And if you go to the Obama YouTube account, you'll find that you do not have the freedom to post whatever you want. And if you go to, so let's put that out. So with Obama, you do not have freedom to post whatever you want. With McCain, you do. And I find this fundamentally incompatible with the role of these. You can't run for president and claim to be defending of free speech if, when with your YouTube account, which YouTube has delegated you certain powers, like the ability to filter, censor and delete comments and block users, if given the option you actually utilize these things, then how can you actually purport to or apply for a role where you're meant to be defending them if, when given the option, you take it. Now, I know full well that this is not Obama doing this. This is someone in his staff who is running the account, but it is still this just still stinks big time that you can actually have someone running for President of the United States who is running their account like that. This, especially when they have a factor of 5 advantage in, you know, I mean, looked at in terms of US statistics, these guys have got it wrapped up. Right, so I'm going to be out of town for about 2 months. I'll be around for the next few days. I'll probably get to sign in when I'm in Europe, but I doubt that I'll have a chance to actually do much in the way of making videos. So, until then, take care.